Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon. Don't forget to grab your Raycon Everyday Earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com and elevate your listening experience.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy BVO Boxing, man, aka the Cap Regime of boxing, man. I'm in the house with one of the craziest Negroes on YouTube, all the way from Middle Georgia, man. Brother grew up without a bathroom in the house, man. Shout out to my man Dub Brightside. What's going on, brother?
Hold on, you said you the who?
Huh?
You said you the what? You the what?
Cap Regime of boxing, the capo.
Security. Where's security at, man? Remove this man immediately, man. He need to be removed.
Oh, man.
This is a sick Negro.
Shout out to my brother BVO, man. Salute, family. We call him, we call him the RuPaul of the boxing scene, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Shout out to my brother BVO Boxing, man. Salute, my brother.
And you know, shout out to my man Dub, aka Chandelier. You know the man.
All right, now if we gonna keep doing this, we ain't gonna get a show going. Don't start this, man. Don't start it.
Well, you know, Dub
if you want to start it, we can do it. If you want to start it, we can do it.
You know, I want to do it, but let's go get this boxing show out the way. But so we had a good weekend of boxing, man.
Shout out to Ronnie Bravo in the chat, man. Shout out to Ronnie.
Shout out to Ronnie. Shout out to Free. Shout out to my man CDK. Shout out to my man Crushing. I see my man my man Hot Rod pulled up.
Hot Rod in the building. Salute the Hot Rod.
But you know, we gotta talk about this, man. One of the things, we had a good weekend, but man, Abdullah Mason, what do you think? Is that a superstar or is he a pretender, man? I'm just wondering. His defense does not look good.
Well, I thought that Abdullah Mason, he put on a good show. I think when you take chances the way that he's taking them, going in, being aggressive, you know what I'm saying, trying to get these guys out of there, shit, you're going to get hit with some shots, you know what I mean? So I ain't got no problem with it. I think he's a superstar in the making. I don't see, and I love to hear him call out Emiliano Vargas. I love to hear that. You understand? Because I want to see those young boys mix it up. I think Abdullah Mason at this current moment in time, now I do think he cut in too much weight. I think he's cutting too much weight. I think he probably need to go ahead and move up to 40. The man, I know he's still he just turned 21.
Yeah.
Still slim. He got that wiry frame. Very cut, but the man, hey, I would love to see that man go ahead and move up to 40. But I think he still got 3 or 4 more fights at 35. And hey man, I want to see him mix it up with the best up there. I think he's a superstar in the making.
And you know, when I think of Abdullah Mason, I'm starting to see Antonio Davis. I don't know if you guys remember Antonio Davis, but Antonio Davis had a lot of promise. And the moment he fought somebody with a pulse, he started getting beat to death. So I'm just telling you, man, he looks good, but we gotta see him in there with somebody with a pulse because his defense.
Go ahead.
his defense, man, leaves so much. Man, you be like, bro, you get in there with Abdullah Mason, aka the new Golden Boy, you might go to bed. I mean, you might go right to sleep. You go in there with the Golden Boy. But I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. You called it right. Abdullah Mason is the new Golden Boy. I agree with that. If you get in there with him, you might go to sleep. I agree with that.
Nah, he ain't
That's what you said. That's what you said.
No, I said Emiliano, brother.
No, you didn't say Emiliano. You said Abdullah. You may have misspoke. But
no, we talking about Ishmael. We got a different story.
We like to call that a Freudian slip. When you accidentally tell the truth. Yeah. If you get in there with Abdullah Mason, you might go to sleep. You damn right. I agree with that. I agree 100%.
And the thing about it, all jokes aside, shout out to Dub, man. He's a funny guy, man. But shout out to Dub. I just think that when you look up Abdullah Mason, he's a good fighter. I like him. But we really just waiting on, Ishmael. I thank God that, Antonio, I'm about to call him Antonio, but I like that Abdullah came first. But really, he pretty much is like the Lonzo Ball. We waiting on Melo Ball. So that's who Ishmael Mason is. We waiting on Ishmael Mason because Abdullah just kind of show you he's okay, but he's not special. So we'll see what happens, man. But I just want to see him fight somebody tougher, because one thing about Top Rank, they do a good job of building guys up, but we don't know what they got. Speaking of that, what was you rate his performance last night?
I'd probably give him a B-, C+, somewhere in there. I didn't think it was the best performance. Once again, I thought he took a few too many shots, throwing a tad bit too wide at certain times, but he got the job done. So yeah. I ain't got no problem with anything that he did. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me rephrase that. I do have a problem with what he did as far as some of the shots he got hit with, the lack of defense. But at the same time, shit, it's a fight. You're gonna get hit with shots, and with it being a fight like it was, I thought he did a hell of a job. You know what I'm saying? Getting that brother up out of there, and he landed the shots accordingly. Shout out to him, man. I ain't got no problem with it.
Yeah, I give him a B as well. It wasn't the worst performance at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of unfair because you get so excited about his talent. Shout out to my brother Bernard Hackett said it best, but I'm in love with his talent, but I'm not in love with the fighter himself. So I don't know what he can be. He got a 74-inch arm reach. He's 5'8", got a big frame, so we can see him possibly go as far as Bud Crawford is showing us, all the way up to 168 if he wants to.
He got the same dimensions.
Yeah, same dimensions. I just want to, honestly, to tell you the truth, I just want to see Abdullah Mason in some real fights, because when you fighting cab drivers and popcorn poppers, man, it's okay. You look great. You're supposed to look good. But I just want to see him in there with maybe, not even, you only got to put him in there with Vargas yet, but put him in there with somebody a little tougher, man. Maybe somebody tricky, maybe somebody dirty, maybe somebody who will punch him in the nuts for about 5 rounds, just to kind of get him used to what's out there, because too many times our fighters are not prepared for the big stage because they haven't seen nothing. And I think they keep seeing the same style. Case in point is we just seen it with Little Red, Tank Davis. The moment he seen
what you call him, Little Red? Did you call him Little Red?
Yeah, Little Red. That's the old guy that we rock would call him. That's a shout out to the old man. He called him Little Red. But yeah, Little Red, he got in there with what's his name, Lamont Sanford. And he looked pretty bad because he hadn't really been in there with nobody. So
hold on, man. You go listen. You go now. If we're gonna do this, we got to do it the right way. Hold on. You making up names now.
Hold on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing?
You say Lamont Stanford?
No, I said Lamont Roach. What are you talking about? You call him Lamont Sanford?
You didn't say none of that,
bro. I said Lamont Roach. You just called the man Lamont Sanford. You sick, man. You sick. You sick.
Let's keep going.
No, I just called him Lamont Sanford. But I'll say this, man. And going into our next topic, we gotta talk about this brother, man. Richard Torres is garbage, man. He is garbage.
He's trash. That was a horrible fight.
The Puerto Rican said it first, man. He is garbage, man. Go ahead, man. What you got on that tip?
Man, we called that fight last night. Man, that was a horrible fight. One of the worst fights that I've seen in a long time. the clinching, and the thing is they gave Richard Torres the win. And when I say I thought he won the fight, I did think he won the fight.
Bro, that fight was terrible.
But every time it was, and then I listened to him afterward. I listened to him speak on it, and he's talking about landing body shots, and then that opened this up, and that ain't what happened. What happened is you rushed in, you threw a wild punch, y'all grabbed each other. You rushed in, threw another wild punch, it connected, y'all grabbed each other. Bro, it was nothing but holding. Richard Torres, the man footwork, I thought he had more educated footwork than what he showed last night. I think against the real competitors, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Guido. I didn't think Guido was that good of a. I think he's a decent fighter. I think he's decent. He didn't fight behind his jab. Allowed himself. He allowed a point to be taken away from grabbing so damn much, and he didn't show any type of ring IQ in that fight. So I understood how the ref scored it, but anybody else, if I mean any of the top level guys, they're gonna put hands on Richard Torres if he's gonna fight like that. They putting hands on him. He's smaller. He's smaller. He don't have. I saw times where he was able to jab over the jab of Torres, or excuse me, of Guido. But man, the man if you fight behind your jab, you're gonna mess his whole game plan up, upset his rhythm, keep that stick out there on him. Had a 1-2 coming down the middle, hell, it's gonna open up for hooks, and that man, it's gonna be easy work for anybody, especially if you got a decent trainer. And hey, the man gonna be a C-level fighter, B-level fighter at the end of the day. That's what I see out of him.
Yeah, the man's not good. Looked like he tried to bury his head in Guido's chest and was just throwing punches. I'll say this though. That garbage fight, they should have gave my man B Norman, man, the best fight at 147 his own card, because why in the world was Richard Torres the main event? He was garbage. You know what that remind me of? That remind me of when they had Boots Ennis headlining the card, and you got Bam Rodriguez beating contenders to death, putting people to sleep in the middle of the ring, and then you got Boots going life and death with carrying Luka Doncic or whatever the dude's name is.
Man said Luka Doncic. He said Luka Doncic.
Whatever his name is. I'm getting my freedom, man. Luka Doncic, whatever his name is.
But that's true though. Ain't no way you have a title fight. One of the more exciting fighters that you have in Brian Norman Jr. You have him on the undercard, the quote unquote co-main event with Michaela Mayer. But you give Richard Torres the main event? What are we doing? What are we doing right now?
That's why I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say this about Uncle Bob. That's why they think you racist, bro. That's exactly why. Put the goofy white boy on there. Hey, Guido is good. Guido's pretty good. He's a good cab driver. But man, that was probably the worst professional fight I've ever seen, Dub. I've never seen one that bad. I mean, the hugging, that was horrible, man. That was horrible, man.
Hold on. Hey, I see my brother Free. He say Brian don't sell. Well, so you telling me Richard Torres sells?
Yeah, I guess Richard
What are we doing? What are we doing right now? What are we doing?
This is a sick Negro.
I don't
know what you can say about that dude. But you know what? I gotta say this real quick, because when we got people that want to cheer against the brother, man, I got somebody to cheer for you, man.
Take off, Wario! 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 Take off! Take off! Take off! Take off! Goddamn!
Hey, shout out to Hot Rod, man. Shout out to Hot Rod. Hot Rod, we just cooking tonight. It ain't no link tonight, my brother. We just cooking.
Oh, the funniest thing I ever seen though, man, was just, you should have seen. Did y'all see the refs? Did you see the ref's face when he was doing that Richard Torres fight?
Hey, the ref, look, hold on, bro. The ref did more sweating breaking them up than they did in that fight. The ref, his whole shirt was wet breaking them up in that fight. So he did more work than the fighters was doing, man. I'm just saying.
Man. And speaking of that, man, we got to talk about this, man, because this is gonna take a while, I'm sure. So let's unpack this a little bit. You got Shakur Sanchez, Puerto
you out of order. Now you out of order. Who is Shakur? I don't know Shakur Sanchez. I don't know who that is.
Hold on,
I have no clue who that is.
I said Shakur Stevenson, bro. Stop. I said Shakur Stevenson, man. My bad. But like I said, Shakur Sanchez comes out and says, well, Turkey Sandwich didn't give me the money he promised me. Now, I'm just saying this, bro. I'm just pretty shocked up that now all of a sudden Turkey not keeping his word. Does that shock you that Turkey ain't keeping his word? Huh? I thought he was the savior of boxing. What happened, man?
So I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen that yet, but I will definitely go find it. But I will say, if that's true, it doesn't shock me at all. And the reason it don't shock me is because these are the same individuals that killed or unalived the reporter. These are the same individuals. And so hey, clearly the arguments being made out here that they're not making money on their cards and these type of things, and they didn't expect to make money. They understood that. Well, hell, if you're not paying, from everything we done heard, Padley, he got a house. They bought that man a house. And so all I'm saying, man, pay whatever you promised that man, pay that man his money. But it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all.
And then on top of that,
hold on. Are you surprised?
You know what? I don't know what to think with Shakur, because I'll be honest. I want to like him, but he just always seems to just do something where it's like he just make you not like him. But you want to like him. You know, he got that smile.
That ain't the question. The question is, are you surprised the money wasn't paid? Forget if you like him or not. Are you surprised the money wasn't paid? That's the question.
Oh, of course not. Come on. Anytime you think about Saudi Arabia, bro, you know what they do to their people. So you think he gonna pay you what he owe you? What you talking about? No, that don't surprise me. A dictator not doing what he said he would do? Oh, wow. Big shock. Come on, bro. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh, the dictator didn't keep his word.
You asked the question.
I'm just saying, man.
You asked the question. All right, come on, let's move forward. We got to move forward, man. You out of order, man. You out of order.
No, they shocked that a dictator didn't keep his word. Hey, the man starved his own people, but y'all think he gonna keep?
Hold on. So now BVO, I gotta ask you. Is turkey good for boxing?
Come on, man. Hey, that's like asking, is a rock in your shoe good for you? No, it's not good, man. The dude is just a typical con man. He pay up front, and then as you start believing he a good dude, then all of a sudden he start trying to skim. And then if you notice, your bag get lighter and lighter and lighter till you got to put your hands on him. So, I mean, Turkey Sandwich is just another crook that came into boxing, man. That's why we miss stand-up guys like Don King, man. So
the Don King shit.
Here we go.
Only thing Don King didn't do is rob Mike Tyson of $1 billion. That's the only thing he didn't do.
I'll say this, man. The funny thing about it is when I look at what's going on with Turkey. Don't we see this every 5 years? Is it every 5 years, Dub? Some new guy comes in that's supposed to be the savior. Wanted the zone with the $1 billion war chest. Like, what you think, man?
Well, whether it was the zone and Eddie Hearn, whether it was Al Heyman, we always see new. Remember when Jay-Z wanted to jump out there and supposedly become a promoter? We see this on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? We've seen this happen multiple times, so it's nothing new. My thing is this: some individuals can swim in this sport and others can't, and we got to see what happened with Turkey. But it don't seem like he's going to be swimming. It seems like he's going to be sinking very, very soon if he continues these practices, and if it's true that he ain't paying an individual like Shakur what was promised. Yeah, you're gonna start to sink up much faster than we would even expect in this situation. And so the man need to be careful. He need to be careful exactly what he's doing, because when you make a name in the sport of boxing, you travel around and everybody hears it, and it's much easier for people to avoid doing business with you and doing business with more credible names. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're saying, hey, we're going to do this, this, and this, and then you start reneging on those things that you're going to be doing.
Yeah. And also, too, what do you think about Shakur telling Oscar, they told you I didn't want to fight? Why don't me and you negotiate? I was wondering to myself, why does Shakur keep making bad decision after bad decision? I just don't understand. What do you think about it, man? Because I'll give him an F in IQ. Like, if he was playing basketball, I would give him an F in IQ, bro, because he's just a turnover machine, man. What do you think?
You mean an IQ as far as negotiations go?
Just his overall boxing, understanding the business of boxing. It's just his overall knowledge of the business of boxing. I give it an F. Like, why would you sign with a guy like Eddie Hearn, who's not even putting on his own fights anymore, or don't have anybody in his stable for you to fight? That's the part. Go ahead.
So the reason, and it's not, it's multifaceted in my opinion. I can't tell you what Shakur was thinking. I couldn't tell you. I do agree. I wouldn't have, if I was Shakur, I wouldn't have wanted to sign with Eddie Hearn in the matchroom. But I can see he's been speaking on the Williams Zepeda fight for a long time. We understand that Golden Boy does business with matchroom Eddie Hearn anyways. So that's an avenue for you to get that fight. Maybe possibly the fight with what's the Cuban Olympian name? The one who beat what's his name?
Andy Cruz.
Andy Cruz, thank you. Possibly to get that fight, but bro, it ain't no smoke for you over there. Matter of fact, to leave Top Rank in this situation, if you want to unify the division, well, outside of your belt that you hold, I believe the WBC, the IBF is held by a Top Rank fighter, Lomachenko. You've been clamoring for that fight for the longest. It doesn't seem like you was going to get the Lomachenko fight. Then the WBO is held by who? Keyshawn Davis. And you talking about that's your brother. I don't know how your brother. Like Mike Tyson said, if we brothers, then we can make money together. Yeah. And then you yelling for the Tank Davis fight, then you need to go sign the deal with and even now, it would have been better for you to stay with Top Rank even in that, because now Top Rank that came out and said, or Bob Arum said that him and Al are going to be doing more business together to combat what Turkey got going on. So whatever you did, the last place you should have ended up was with Eddie Hearn in this situation, unless you're looking to move up and fight champions at 140. That's the only other thing that the only way it can make sense to me if you're looking to make that move. But anything else, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I don't, the whole thing with Turkey, it's just one of them things where, he's just another distraction, bro. And I'll just say this. I'm not shocked what we're getting from Shakur, because this is just how he was raised in the sport. He's coming up with, this is the same promoter in Jay Prince that wouldn't make the Adonis Stevens and Andre Ward fight. Remember that fight? Andre had the 3 belts. All he had to do was fight Stevens, and he could have been undisputed. And he didn't make that fight for whatever reason, Mr. Arter respect, So I don't know, man. I just think. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Jay Prince. You already know how Jay Prince is. Never mind. I plead. Never mind. I plead the fifth on that conversation. I plead the fifth on that conversation.
Oh yeah, rest in peace to Takeoff, man. You know,
I plead the fifth on all of that.
When you hang out with Jay Prince, you end up out of here, man. So rest in peace to Takeoff, man. But it's just it is what it is, because if you think about Jay Prince, every good fighter he's ever had left him. Floyd left him. I think the only person that really stayed with him is Andre Ward.
Yeah, Andre. The thing is, he got a lot of those young top ranked fighters right now. You know what I'm saying? Most of a lot of those young guys, they doing business with Jay Prince. So
yeah, he got Abdullah Mason, he got Shakur, he got Jared Anderson, and I heard he has Ishmael already. So I mean, he got some good fighters.
He got some good fighters. He just they ain't facing no type of competition.
I mean,
how do you build a fighter to be anything when you're not putting them in the ring with the best?
I'm telling you, man, this is just an ongoing occurrence when it comes to him, man. It's really nothing even new.
No. Hey, shout out to Jay Prince, man. He making money. He making money hand over fist. Not doing nothing. Not doing the damn thing. Respectful. I said it respectful.
I want to say this too. Shout out to my man Sharif Onay. We're gonna have Sharif Onay on the show Wednesday. He's getting ready to turn pro. So keep an eye out, and I'm trying to get some more people on this week. But I say this: the one thing that kind of gets me in this whole boxing game is I don't know, man. I just don't understand why people don't get that. Hey, in boxing, you're gonna have every fight can be a big fight, but there's no need to lie to the fans. One thing you can say: people talk all this junk about Bill Haney, right? But I will say this: Devin Haney has tried to make all the big fights. If we being realistic, he tried to make the Tank fight. He tried to make Shakur fight. So I ain't gonna lie to you, man. For now on, I'm gonna hold these guys up to what Devin Haney has been doing. Either you're gonna fight people or you're gonna just talk. And I feel like a lot of these guys are talk. I feel like Tank is all talk. I feel like T.O.'s all talk. I feel like Shakur's all talk, man. We need some more Devin Haney type fighters. Dudes, even if they get beat to death, I mean, Osterine Ryan came out like Superman on him, but I don't know, man. I want guys who ain't scared to fight. What about you, Doug? What you say?
Well, first off, shout out to Devin. Devin been doing it the right way the entire time. Now, Bill, that's a whole nother conversation. Hey, get Bill on for an interview. Get Bill on, and I want to be a part of that interview. And because I got some questions for Bill. Get him on, and we'll have that conversation then. But as far as Devin go, Devin, he got the heart of a lion. You understand? Hey, sometimes you ain't always gonna go out there. You're not always gonna win. But even when an individual is cheating against you, and you get what was a split decision in that situation, you know what I'm saying? We done seen Ryan knock niggas out. I said respectful. I done seen we done seen it. We done seen Ryan knock niggas out with that left hand. Whether it's the left to the body, whether it's the left to the chin, the left to the temple. We done seen that left hand knock shit out. One thing it didn't knock Devin out. The man ended up with a split decision, and the man came in overweight and on drugs. That's a whole nother. I mean, I'm just saying that if you tell me what type of fighter
the man came in overweight and on drugs.
Hold on. I know, Cash. Don't be mad at me, Cash. I know you don't like to hear that. You don't like to hear that.
He came in overweight and on drugs.
Shout out to my brother Cash. Listen, this is the thing though. It hasn't been a time that this man has ducked the smoke. When it was time for him to do what he had to do and and go over to Australia for a 2-fight deal. Even after he won, he had to go back to Australia for him to do that. Then for him to come in, fight Lomachenko, the same individual that Tank Duck said Floyd trying to set him up. Then for him to go in and at least say, hey, all right, Shakur, if you want to fight, hey, I'll give you 25%. It's an offer. Now, you may not like the offer, and you may say that, oh, he's trying to lowball me, so I won't take the fight. I know my will. Well, hell, Shakur, it ain't got no better for you since. So you should have took that damn offer. And so all I'm saying is, and then to move up, you know what I'm saying, and fight a Regis Pro grade, to become a champion in the division. Then to accept the fight with Ryan. I mean, shit, the man is moving the way we want to see fighters move. Hey, now, does he have knockout power? I can't say he does. Did the man have boxing skills? Absolutely. And so, if more fighters move like Devin Haney, shit, we'll get way more fights that we want to see. We'll get way more, and it wouldn't have to be all this shit with the promoters. It'll be fighters making the fights and pushing for what they want. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's what we've seen them do. That's what we've seen them do. So we got to give that man respect, whether you like him or not. Whether you like him or not.
And I'll say this, man. We seen Devin. I mean, Ryan beat a bucket of extra crispy out of him. I mean, it was bad. It was grape soda everywhere. But you seen Devin keep getting up. I mean, I just see. I'm telling you, the dude beat the grape soda out of Devin, but he still kept getting up. And really, Devin, if he could, I don't know if Devin could have just maybe got a knockdown himself. He could have won that fight. So I mean,
it was a split decision.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say, like, when I look at Devin Haney, I'll be honest with you, the whole Osterine and stuff kind of made me a fan. Forgive me. I know my man, Big Dog Willie, want to talk about his Lord and Savior, Tank Davis. We're not talking about your Lord and Savior, Tank, tonight.
Majority. Sorry, Cash. Majority. I apologize, Cash. Majority.
Well, you know
exactly
Cash,
what I mean. You know
it
exactly
is what it is. Mean. But I'll say this. No matter how it goes.
Captain. Here we go. All right, go ahead, BVO. Hey, the chat out of order, man. The chat is out of order. Y'all out of order. I wish I had my drops right now. I'm gonna call y'all. Call them you out of order.
But that being said, man, all jokes aside, we really seen a lot from Devin. And you can call it Cat what you want. But you know, it's funny how cats pick and choose who they want to talk about. We got so many of the Tank sexuals who want to tell you Tank's the best fighter in the world, and he's 30, ain't fought none of his contemporaries. And you know what's up? Let me ask you this. When have you ever seen, me and you are traditional boxers, when have you ever seen guys change the rules of greatness for a fighter? I've never seen that. Have you?
Man, listen. And what's literally happening, guys have went on this whole tour to destroy the belts and say the belts don't mean anything because one individual ain't fighting for the belts. Any other, you tell me the champion. You name them right now outside of Tank Davis that ain't fighting for championships, that ain't trying to contend and get their belts. You name one. You can't.
Yeah.
They have literally denigrated the sport and said that the belts don't mean anything anymore. Why? Because Tank put asses in seats. He put asses in seats.
What that got to do with greatness? I mean, come on.
He put asses in seats. The belts no longer mean anything. And these people had no problem with saying it. Nope, the belts don't mean nothing no more. Oh, he above the belts now. He above the belts. Well, you can only be above the even with a Bud Crawford. Bud in his interview said that there are times that you become above the belts. That's what Bud said. But guess what? When he going to fight Canelo, guess what he going to fight Canelo for?
The belts.
Belts. And it's crazy. It's crazy to me. And so all I'm saying at the end of the and see, even in that fight, I understand what you're saying as far as Sugar Ray and Duran. There were no belts. The problem is that and I say it respectfully, niggas had beat the belts off their ass. That's it.
That's what happened.
So hey, the belts do mean something. They absolutely mean something. And so for y'all to denigrate the sport by saying the belts don't mean, now if you were to tell me that the sanctioning bodies are out of order, I agree 100%. I
Right.
agree 100% that the sanctioning body is out of order. But to say that these fighters fight for the belts, what's a fighter's ultimate goal? Whenever you ask them what they say, I want to be champion.
Right.
I want to be. I need one of them belts. That's the only way you become champion.
Yeah.
I just think it does a disservice to the sport. It does a disservice to the sport, in my personal opinion. Fight now. I'm not saying even now. If we were to see two fighters, and I give an example. If I were to see a David Benavidez come back down and fight, or let me spin that. Let me spin that. A Jamal Charlo move up to 68, no belt, to fight Caleb Plant. I want to see it. I want to see that you damn right I want to see it. But at the same time, belts absolutely mean something. And the way we know who's the best is by who goes and wins the belts. And then you face your mandatories and those other great guys in your division. That's what proves it. That's what proves it. You defend your titles. So, I mean, just saying that the belts don't mean anything, I think that's some bullshit, man.
So when you seen Caleb Plant slap the black off of Charlo, were you shocked by that, or that's something that you just was like, wow?
I done seen Caleb Plant slap a lot of individuals. Excuse me, a lot of individuals. So I wasn't shocked at all. Hey, I was shocked at the response. At least when he slapped Benavidez, I believe that was peg leg. At least they tried to sprawl like that thing. They tried to get it in when he put hands on Charlo. Security, hey, security. Hold on,
bro. He slapped the black off of him, man. And you know the funny part about a slap, and I'm gonna tell you this because I grew up. I was a little kid in the '90s. I grew up in the early 2000s as a child, and I just remember, maybe I'm getting older, but I just remember men having way more. I would say way more emotional control. You didn't now. You got Jamal out here yelling and screaming in the hallway. It's like he out there screaming like he's Xena the Princess Warrior or something. Like, bro, what is you out there screaming and yelling for? And you got slapped. Like, I don't know, man. That's the part of boxing I don't like. I don't like the side shows. I feel like Caleb Plant is too good a fighter to always be involved in some madness. I get you the Elvis of boxing. I get it. You Elvis. You the white boy to hang out with the niggas. I get it. But why are you always involved in some BS? That's my only thing with Caleb.
The difference, he ain't involved in BS. The thing is, you ain't gonna disrespect him. And I like that he's standing on that square. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna say this, if you're gonna try to grab my beard, if you're gonna put we ain't doing none of that. Nigga, I'm a grown man, like you a grown man. We ain't doing none of that shit.
See, when I was growing up, my mom wouldn't slap you because she said that's humiliating. She would just say, "Hey," she just tell my father, "Big BVO will punch this nigga."
That's but that's what the slap is for. It ain't the slap ain't to hurt you. It's to humiliate you. It's to show that I ain't got respect for you. And if you want to do something, let's do it then. That's what. Let
me read this comment real quick from Puerto Rican Free. He said, "Taking two guys who never fought the belts don't mean what they used to. Back in these days, there were too many belts. That's why these guys don't have to fight each other because everyone has a belt." That's a good point. I'll say this though. I think the belts do matter. I think the belts only don't matter if it don't make sense for the guy that you're rooting for. Because the moment Devin Haney left the division, you hear Little Red talking about, "Oh, I would love to be undisputed." Well, where was that when Devin had the belts? I mean, and it's like if you ask that question, you a hater, you this and that. And I think Oscar got the best quote in the game, and that's why I love the Golden Boy. What he say? It's not hating if it's facts. It's just not. So shout out to my man Oscar. And let me ask you this: speaking about Oscar, Dub, what do you think about his clapback? End up being on Friday. What do you think about his clapback Fridays? I think Oscar is the most entertaining promoter in boxing. What you think, man?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that damn question. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know how to answer that question because Oscar, I think he's entertaining. I think Oscar be a tad bit soft sometimes. Hey, and Oscar gonna do what Oscar do. So I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad. I think that you do need entertainment in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as far as promoting goes, I would agree. He is the most entertaining promoter, but he's still a horrible promoter. He's a horrible promoter.
Hey man, shout out to my man Mike Biggs. I ain't seen my man Mike Biggs in a while, man.
Shout out to Mike Biggs, man.
Me and Mike Biggs came up in this YouTube game together, man. Shout out to Mike Biggs.
Shout out to Ty, man. My sister Ty in the building.
Salute to my brother. Salute to Ty in the building, man. I'll tell you what, though.
Shout
man.
Out to Wendell. Shout out to Wendell as well. Shout out to the scholars. Shout out to Texas. We always Texas 16. We always got it. We got to shout. We always got to shout the chat.
Oh, shout out Scholar, man. Hey, Mike Biggs. Just because you 150 years old don't mean you my stepdad. Shout out to the whole thing.
Yeah, a lot of
Let me on, nigga. That's their favorite. I could have been your stepdad, youngster.
Yeah, a lot of order tonight.
Everybody think they Melvin. Okay, Melvin. Sit your tail down. Everybody think they Melvin, bro. You see what happened to Marcellus Wallace, man. You better chill. Ain't nobody playing with your old boys, man. I seen you down to that cop, man. You keep talking crazy, Marcellus Wallace.
Man, I got a headache.
Hey, what they say, Dub, the gift is sleep. Wake him up.
Wake him up.
Hey, when I seen that movie as a kid, I was horrified. Oh my God. I was horrified. I would have got my dad and said, what is this? Because this back when they had the tapes. I don't know if y'all remember the tapes, man. Shout out to the
VCRs, man. VCRs, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they had the VCR game going. That brother said, I am Melvin. You a goofball. You already know Scholar, man. That brother only never eat grapes and dirt all day. You can't listen to this brother. But let me ask you this, Dub. What do you think about TKO boxing, man? Because we got to bring this subject in before we let the brothers come through. What you think about TKO boxing, man?
I like the concept. But I think it's somewhat out of order too, because now you're limiting earning power, and so you can't limit a fighter's earning power if they're a bigger draw. And so even when we say, speaking on Tank Davis, right? The man ain't possibly a two division champion. The man ain't really fighting the best competition, in my personal opinion. The man got drawing power. And so I think limiting your drawing power, I think that's out of order. You can't do that. But I do think it does help if you are a lower name fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think it does help you because now you have a kind of a bottom line that you got to get paid. And sometimes, hell, some of these lower level fighters, they getting scraps out here compared to what they should be getting paid. So I think it's some good to it, but man, I think that whole limiting your drawing power, I think it's out of order. I think that's out of order. So
yeah,
I mean, it's a good and a bad to it. It's a good and a bad.
They put too much on selling tickets, and I'm not saying it's okay. I said like this, you know, BVO has been in the car business for a long time, and I've been a sales manager. I honestly have always said this: there is a such thing as good sales, and there's a such thing as bad sales. When you say good sale, bad sales, I mean I don't want the sale if it's gonna mess our CSI up, which is important. I don't want to mess it, and I don't want the sale if the customer feels cheated. So what's going on with Tank Davis is it's a mix of both. People feel cheated because he is exciting to watch. Let's just call it what it is. Little Ellaby does a wonderful job of putting on great events. It's fun to see him. It's going to be a lot of yamps out there. walking around, as my man said in the Malcolm X, will be half naked. They gonna be out there half naked. So you're gonna have some fun.
What you said? A lot of yimps out there.
A lot of yimps out there. You know, a lot of people don't know a yimp. So yimp is a young tramp. That's that's what they call them. It's gonna be a lot of yimps out there. So when you out there, you're gonna have a good time. But I mean, when it comes to Tank Davis, man, the dude is 30 and ain't fought nobody. And when you say that, you a hater. You either a Devin Haney stan or you always something negative. That's a new thing in boxing. If you don't agree with me, you a negative fanboy. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here, man. Like, just because I don't agree with you don't mean nothing, punk. You don't got all the answers. You heard Kanye. You ain't got all the answers, Sway. You don't have all the answers, man. But what you got on that, Duck?
Nah, hey. My whole thing, I done always rock with Tank. You know what I'm saying? I disagree with Tank. I disagree with some of the fights that he made. And I still think that there are guys out there who can beat him. I just want to see the fight. That's it. And guess what? If he get his ass, if Devin get knocked out by Tank, I'm giving Tank all the credit in the world. If Shakur get knocked out by Tank, I'm giving Shakur all the credit in the world. I just want to see the fights. And I don't know. I don't understand what's the problem with calling the individual out for giving me fights that are less than what I expect him. I expect from his caliber. You know what I'm saying? If you're supposed to be that guy of the quote unquote face of boxing, same way. And my whole problem when I did this shit with Canelo, a certain fan base called me out when I did it with Canelo. When I did it when I'm doing it with Tank, a certain fan base called me out on it. Man, hey, just because y'all disagree, it don't mean I hate Tank or anything like that. Just like it ain't like I hate Canelo. Nah, the nigga, hey, the man, he was fighting cherry picks. Same way I think Tank done been fighting some cherry picks. Yeah. I think the same way we watched the cherry pick go wrong with BVO, I think a cherry pick went wrong with Lamont Roach. So all I'm saying is I don't think that calling a fighter out for not fighting the individuals that we as fight fans studying the sport, watching the sport, understanding the sport, that we want to see you fight, thinking that this is your best competition right now. I don't see how I should be called anything outside of a fan of boxing. Shout out to my brother Free in the building.
And speaking of that, speaking about what you said, you're gonna get in trouble, Dub, because you're making sense. And one thing I'm noticing in boxing, you got a lot of talking heads, and people just say whatever they want, man. Like, I'll never forget a brother was like, "Oh, this dude is lying. I swear to God, he's lying." At the end of the day, man, you can't get too far removed from the sport to enjoy the sport for what it is, man. And I think Shakur Sanchez is a good fighter. He's boring as all get out. I think Devin Haney's a decent fighter.
You said who? Who? Shakur who?
Shakur Stevenson. Sorry, I misspoke. I called him as a on that. But it is what it is. My man Cash tried to get on me, which is weird because Cash, you a little bit too light for me to be saying the N-word. But he said, "Nigga, you call people tank sexuals." He said you just call people tank sexuals. The damn hypocrisy.
Who I call tank sexuals? I ain't never called nobody no tank sexual.
Yeah, that you call people tank sexuals before?
I'm pretty sure he talking about you, BVO.
I don't remember saying that, but okay.
I heard you say it a few times.
You heard me say it?
Yeah, directly from your lips.
The man of God? Hey, I don't know about the man of God saying that, but you said you ain't the judge of my blackness. I'm just saying I don't want no white dude calling me the N-word. That's all I'm saying.
How you know that man? How you know that man white? Now you out of see. All right, you out of order, man. You out of order tonight.
Hold on, man.
You out of order.
I can tell you.
Cash is in Alaska a little longer. You know what I'm saying? So you're a little.
He's from Alaska.
He a little light skinned now. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got as much sun. Shout out to Alaska, man.
And you know what I will say about Alaska that people don't know? It's one of the most twilighty places you'll ever see, bro. You don't even. It's like when you go to Alaska, bro. It's like it feel like the sky don't move. It's always kind of dark or it's way bright. It just never get like pitch black like it do like in say Cleveland, Georgia. It don't get completely black. It's always kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like twilighty. You know what I mean? Like it look like it's always the sun's always up. It's kind of cool. That's one thing I like about Alaska.
I ain't never been there.
I've only been blessed to go once, but you know, one thing I found out too from being on YouTube, cats don't travel. Cats don't leave their backyard. So no wonder they don't know what's going on in the sport of boxing, because if you don't travel and move around and see how different people live, you won't know. You know what I mean? Because I remember
Cash say you capping like a mug right now because it get dark as hell there. According to him, he lived there. So
yeah, I'm just saying. I'm talking about for me, for my opinion. But my opinion, it was kind of twilight for me.
You was only there for 6 days.
So I don't know. That's what I was saying. I don't know. I was only there a short time. I was in there and out of there. I ain't know where to be. Because I remember my cousin was telling me about it. He actually was trying to move to Alaska because that's the only state that pays you to live there. So shout out to my cousin Carl. Shout out to my cousin Carmine. He moved there. They were sending him a check.
You get a check.
They get a check.
Cash, you get a check.
They give you a check. Yeah, he get a check for living in Alaska, bro.
I'm gonna move to Alaska too, then. Shit, why not? Why not?
Because they make a ton of money with that oil over there, man.
Hey, man,
they make a ton of money.
Back to boxing.
Back to boxing. But back to boxing, I guess because it ain't much going on. So our last subject will be this, man. What do you think about Al Heyman making a huge comeback? I heard that he's in the process of doing a deal with TNT. Do you think boxing and being on TNT and Amazon Prime would be good for PBC?
Absolutely. Hold on. So you're hearing they got a deal with TNT now?
Well, they're in the process of negotiating with TNT because TNT lost basketball, so they got the room for them to come over there. So that's what they were talking about.
That'll be fantastic. That'll be one of
the Turner family announced that they were in talks with Bob Aaron. Turner family.
We would hey, shout out to the Turners. Man, you know they Georgia based as well. Shout out to them. Man, would love to have boxing on regular TV, regular cable on a weekly basis. Man, that would be fantastic. And the same way that you get these revenue deals for like basketball, get the revenue deals like the NCAA. Man, that would be fantastic for boxing. And then for it to be on TNT, one of the most watched networks. Absolutely. I would love to see it, and I hope it happens.
And see how I knew that, Dub? Like you said, they get about 3,500 a person.
No, you're right. Hey, he ain't lying.
Hey,
you weren't lying. You weren't lying.
When you travel, man, you actually know what's going on. So all those backyardigans who don't leave their yard, hey, BVO got stamps in the passport, and I've been places, man. So do yourself a favor. Instead of buying a Celine shirt, man, get you a plane ticket, man, and go somewhere. Take a trip. Get a good meal. Get you a pretty woman, man. You can even rent a girlfriend for the day if you need to in most places. So whatever you want to do, man, go have you some fun, man. Shout out to my man, Underrated Darkness, man. But I want to ask you something. I want to ask you one question before we get out of here, Dub. What do you think about seeing so much black on black crime? How does that make you feel?
That shit hurt me to the heart. It's crazy. You know, hey, I got a son coming up. So seeing those type of things, you know, I always look at it, man, what is he going to have to deal with? And so, man, it's crazy work to me. And it's one of the funniest, not even funny, one of the wildest things is, shit, I grew up in the hood, and you know what I'm saying? When some of my big homies I had the opportunity to get down in gangs or do whatever. One of the things to be, man, take your ass, nigga. Nah, you ain't supposed to even be around here, bro. take your ass to the basketball court. Go on to the court, bro. Go on to the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, and shout out to my grandmother, my big mom. Shit, they was known in the community. So
Yeah.
nah. Go on, man. Take your bro. Go on, bro. This ain't nothing you need to be dealing in. And that's really what pushed me to start hooping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think that we're missing that in the community. I think a lot now. A lot of the biggest thing is a lot of the quote unquote big homies that I grew up with. They looked out for some of the younger guys. They looked out for you. If they seen anything in you, they pushed you a certain way and said, "Nah, this ain't for you," and I ain't even gonna let you get involved in this. And now what you have is the quote unquote big homies. They're utilizing the youth they're trying to benefit off the youth now. They're trying to benefit off of them, and that's always it's always happened to some degree, but I haven't seen it happen the way I'm seeing it now. And I think the other thing is the lack of fathers, the lack of discipline being spoken to the youth, the children. I think that lack it allows them to go in and let their minds run free as far as certain things versus saying nah. One of the things when I used to go anytime, even when I started driving, my mom would always tell me, "You've been raised right, make good decisions." She would always tell me that. You've been raised right, make good decisions. And so when you know you would get that feeling when you're in the wrong place at the wrong, you get that feeling. And I always was able to kind of make it out of that situation because, hey, nope, I ain't doing it. And hey, niggas be like, "Hey man, you ain't that." Nah, I ain't down for none of that shit, bro. Y'all got it. That's on y'all. Matter of fact, if it's some of my partners, man, y'all don't need to do that shit. It ain't gonna work out well for us, bro. And the individual I end up being around, you know what I'm saying, coming up, those individuals kind of had that same mindset that I had. As far as now, we kind of and the crazy thing outside of my brother Quinn, you know what I'm saying, outside of Q, me, my partner Big Kel, my cousin, shit, we all kind of came up in the same spot, and so we understood that, and we would if one of us get that feeling, bro, hey, we need to go on and move. We need to go on and get the hell on. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't where we need to be, and it kept us out of a lot of shit. It kept us out of a lot of stuff, and so I think that right upbringing, as well as having the right people around you that's not going to pull you into those situations, man. That's what'll help the community right now as far as the violence going on.
And speaking of that, when you look at say like your child in particular, are you excited to see how kids can react when they get a good environment? Does that surprise you sometimes? Because sometimes I look at my daughter and I just kind of get so excited because I can't believe that she's growing to be such a special young lady because she get in the right environment. Does that ever shock you how kids thrive so well when they're in a good environment?
It doesn't shock me. One of the reasons I got out of Atlanta is because I felt like a country environment, it's a more wholesome environment, in my opinion. Yeah. And it was to put my son in that environment. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy now. He remembers certain things growing up in Atlanta. And I think we probably moved out. He's about to be 10. He'll be 10 this weekend, or on the 10th. He'll be 10. But he probably lived in Atlanta until he was 5, 6, something like that. And he can remember certain things, but he loves it better here than there. And one of the things he said to me the other day, I asked him about it. He said, "Well, people are just nicer here. It's not, people are so much nicer down here, and I love being around." And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, this is exactly what I want to put you around. Whether people think it's nice or Yeah, hey, you're gonna figure certain things out in life as far as being tough and all that shit. But I don't want you having a negative influence around you. And in Atlanta, it's a total different vibe than what it is in the country. So
Right.
yeah. Being like it, but I do agree. Being in that right environment, it helps bring. I always say, compare me to a nigga from Atlanta. Hey, a nigga from Atlanta still owe me $200 right now, and I got the video for it. So I mean, it is what it is. And but a real nigga gonna do what they're gonna do. So I plead the fifth on all that. But yes, I do think that it does surprise me with what your environment breeds. It does surprise me to see it actually happen. In my circumstance, it definitely surprised me.
So that being said, man, does it bring what's the one part about being a father that brings you the most joy?
I don't know if there's one part. I think the biggest thing is knowing I got influence over somebody that I know can be great, and I can push you to your greatness. I think that's the biggest enjoyment for me, is that I know what I see in you, and now I have the opportunity to push you to be what I see in you. But if you see something different or want to go a different way, then I can help push you in that direction as well, as long as it's a good direction. So having that opportunity to and one of the reasons, like I love coaching. One of the reasons is because I can see things in kids and that they probably don't see in themselves. Same thing with my son. I see it that way. It may not work out the way I see it, but I know that I can get you to be the best individual you're gonna be. And I always wish that I had my dad there. I always wish that he was there, because at the time that he was there, he understood me a tad bit more than my mom did. The problem is the nigga wasn't ever there. And so I remember even just being in the gym hooping and him giving me pointers and stuff like that. Like I really enjoyed that. And so just being a part of his life, and man, the other thing I always say, he saved my life. And because he saved my life, he made me be much more responsible, not nearly as reckless as I had been in life. Because of that, then I know what I owe him. And so, you just gotta, I think all of that kind of comes together as far as being a father go, and just seeing him progress, be the individual that he is. I don't always agree with it. But I just love seeing it and being around him and being in his life. And that, it just means so much to me. And I can tell it means a lot to him. The man come around and he be like, "Dad, I love you." And I'm like, "Man, you just told me you love me 15 minutes ago." "Well, what you always tell me you love me." And I don't even realize I done told him how much I done love. I don't even realize that. But he, you know what I'm saying? So just those little things that you see, how I see a little of myself in him, but how I see a little of his mother in him, how I see a little of my grandmother in him, my grandfather, just the different pieces of raising them is beautiful, and I love it. I really love it.
Man, that's dope, man. Because I'll be honest, only time I remember my dad ever saying "I love you" is when I was having surgery.
Exactly. Hey, I could never tell you a time my dad told me that.
And I laugh about it now because and I'll tell you something funny. I've even learned that the way I talk can come off kind of rough, and it's amazing that you learn that. You know what? You got to talk really, really nice to these young ladies, because you don't want no guy to come in barking at her. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and it's weird because I never had feelings growing up, and I don't know about you. I don't know about you, Dub. I never had a voice. I was told what to do, never what I thought.
I was never asked the question. I was told, but you know what's so crazy? So I talk crazy to the motherfucker anyway. So, the way I talk to y'all is how I talk to my son, and I always tell him, I'm like, hey, the world ain't finna be nice on you, bro. So when I'm talking to you, it may seem mean, but get what? You're gonna have folk talk way worse than this. What I need you to understand is how to take it, get the message, and then how to rebuttal it and come back with your own points. And now you ain't finna cuss at me, nigga. Yeah, it is what it is. but at the same time, I always tell them, and people don't like this, but I'll be honest. I tell them, I'm like, all right, I come back to you after I done told you what to do. You do. Nah, go ahead. Give me your spiel. What was your thought process on that? And the reason I always say it, because, man, and I always say, don't be scared to say nothing. Nah, don't cuss. As long as you find your words accordingly. But damn it, don't be scared to, hey, if you disagree with how this thing went down, tell me why. But if it don't make sense, I'm going to tell you exactly why it don't make sense. And so we had those conversations. But I think I always say I got to have it with you, because if I don't have it with you first, you're gonna be out there having it with somebody that you really don't even know. So I want to have that conversation with you. Tell you, when I dropped him off for spring break, me and his mom met at his uncle's house.
Right.
And we are over there, we talking or whatever, we're playing cards. And she asked him, she was like, how you know about sex? The first thing he said, because my daddy told me. I said, you damn right I told him. Hell, if I won't tell him, who gonna tell him? Well,
you know my dad.
You damn right.
You know my dad say. You know my dad say. Whenever we play cards, I hate to play cards with his brother. First, he got his mouth. You gonna play cards? You gonna sightsee? That's what he always got to say. You gonna sightsee? I hate to play cards with my dad. First thing I do, I'm talking about it. Take you. Say you looking at your cards, man. First thing out the man's mouth, that man and Jabba gonna say, you gonna play cards, you gonna sightsee. What you gonna do? So my dad to bring that up. Playing my dad in cards, I hate to play cards because of that. Because he just took the fun out of it.
Hey, get what? And it was like that with me in dominoes. When I finally learned to play dominoes, I knew how to play a little bit in college. My dad, a master domino player. A master.
Yeah.
I'm talking about and so when me and him, like I said, we didn't get cool till I moved to Atlanta after I graduated. But hey, I used to go over there and just kick it with Pops, you know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of similarities. So we playing dominoes. He tearing my ass up in dominoes. But once you start beating me, nope, I'm gonna find a way to win. I'm fit to win. And what ended up happening so I beat him one time 1-on-1. I still think he let me win, because when I think he could have beat me. But what really ended up happening is I would play him so much and he'll beat me. But then he started taking me over his own boy's house. You know what I'm saying? Cookout, shit like that. Oh, if he ain't on the table, I tear their ass up. And if he on the table, he be sending the shit around to me. And I see him doing it. I'm watching him do it, right? But I can tell that's that father, like that's that. All right, now I can rock with you on this. All right, show out now. Show out on them and talk. I want you to be talking out here. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that was a bonding experience for us. And so same thing with my son. It's always gonna be different ways you bond with him, but even now, my son, he can't stand being at the card table when I'm playing, cause he already know. He be like, man, you can't say that. That's my mom. That man, I don't give a damn who it is. See, you don't understand. Go on somewhere, man. You don't understand what's going on. You don't understand. But at the same time, I can tell he be like, Daddy, you don't need to act like this all the. Well, this the card table. It's a difference. It's a difference. And same way on the basketball court, it's a difference. And now he finally said, you know, he want to get more versed into basketball now. And the first thing I told him, I said, all right, if you want to, I said, do you want to be good at basketball? He said, yeah. I said, now, do you want to be great at basketball? He said, I want to be great. I said, if you want to be great, you're not going to like me. If you just want to be good, we can be friends. But if you want to be great, you're not going to like me at all. He said, I want to be great, Daddy. When I started putting them on him that first week, get what he said. Why you so mean? You ain't got to. Nah, nigga. You said I already told you what it is. I already told you what it is. All right. I got it. Good. I'm glad you got it. Now get your ass up the hills, man. You got 10 more hills to run. Let's go. We ain't got time for this. All this arguing and shit. Nah, nigga, let's go. And so, hey, you say you want to be great at something, I can make you great at it. But I just love that relationship. And at the end of the day, I feel like regardless of whatever happens, whatever he goes on to do in life, we will always have a great relationship. And I cherish that more than anything else. The relationship between me and him, and it means the world to me. Hey, like I said, he saved my life. So I owe him more than anything he could ever owe me. But I owe him enough that I gotta push him. And I gotta stay on this helmet for him to be what I truly believe he can be. BVO, you sleep? All right, my brother BVO done went to sleep on us tonight, man. And the crazy thing is, you back?
No, I was here the whole time. I had hit something. I was talking with the mute button on.
I thought you were asleep. I thought you were asleep. No. You know, I go on the soliloquy. No. Hey, I be done putting folks to sleep on my soliloquy. So hey, it is what it is.
Hey, one thing about Dub, shout out to Dub. That brother can talk, man. Shout out to Dub. Hey, but guess what? If it weren't for my man Q the God calling BVO long-winded, you wouldn't have a show. If it weren't for my brother Mark Nash calling Dub long-winded, we wouldn't have a show. So shout out to us both being long-winded, man. I'm gonna read a couple comments before we get out of here. My man CDK said,
real quick. Let's drop the link for the people real quick, man. Real quick. We gotta bring the people in here.
Let me drop
I'm gonna drop it on my side. I got it on my side. I'll drop it over here. If anybody want to come in, they may not want to, but hey, you always want to get people.
I'm 52 years old. I'm 52 years old with a 21-year-old son and grew up and lived with the other side of the world. And the conversation you are having, I can relate to so well. Because guess what, man? No matter where you go, man, everything's the same. You know, as my dad said best, you're gonna play cards, you're gonna sightsee.
Yeah.
I always get a kick out of that, bro.
And the crazy thing is man, ain't nothing new under the sun. We all have very similar experience. Hence the reason I love this conversation. We talk boxing a lot, but shout out to BVO because one of the things BVO do, I don't know if y'all notice it, but I'm gonna call it out right now. One of the things BVO is fantastic at is forget the boxing talk, trying to find out who this individual is as a person when we interviewing them. Man, how did you come up? How did you grow up? What makes you want to give back the way you give back? It's such an important topic and an important conversation to have because, yeah, we love boxing, but we all humans and we individuals at the end of the day. And so getting to know an individual on that level is very important. I don't know if anybody ever asked me questions like BVO. I wasn't expecting it. This was damn near interview. It was damn near interview. But,
it was an interview.
but shout out to BVO for doing it because hey, it gave me a chance to get some shit off my chest. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it.
Because you know, I'll tell you something funny, and most people wouldn't tell you this because they're too afraid to be themselves. But you know something I noticed when you watch the older folks, they are unapologetically themselves. And one thing I can always say about my favorite uncle, man, may God bless his soul, my uncle James Porter. I had to say his name because he was such a special dude. He passed away at 91. We miss you, Grandpa. And one thing he always told me was, do you think people give a care about what you're going through, bro? No.
They could care
And
less.
can't nobody say no like him, my grandma. My grandma said cool too. No, I don't know. I don't know what they do to that word. No. Well, they make it sound so funny. And it's true because there's not many people who will give you a slice of bread if you need it. So, I mean, you got to appreciate those who actually care about your well-being. And if you're blessed to have a child, you're blessed to have a significant other, it's nice that somebody cares about you, bro. I seen a video where a guy was on making a video, and he said, I want to make this video so people know that I exist. I mean, shucks, dog. You know, how crazy is that, man? But we all got a real story, man. Boxing is cool. I love boxing. But, man, we want to hear the real stuff because it be too much cap in boxing. I don't want to hear about, Devin Haney's Rolex collection. No, what is them watches? He be wearing them plastic watches that's like a bunch of money. Richard Miles or something.
Richard Millie's, man. Richard Millie's.
Yeah, I don't care about no Richard Miles watch, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. I want to know what's going on, man. How can I help my family? How can you help your family? Because at the end of the day, man, I look at it like this, man. If you believe in Christ, man, you're going to get whatever you want. If you follow his way, I just believe that. And that's just BVO. You ain't got to agree with BVO on that, but hey, I'm going to tell you a fact. Jehovah's real. People don't understand that, man. I'm going to tell you, that's a secret. Y'all don't know that? BVO gave you a secret, man. Jehovah's real, bro. And he can bring you out of the projects. He can bring you out of the slums, and he done it for me. Man, I remember growing up, dog, and I would have nice clothes on, dog, right? And I'd go home, and I'll be able to comb my hair in the back of my fridge. And I remember me and my homeboy, we would get home from practice, right? We'd go basketball, football, whatever practice. Ain't nothing worse than coming home from practice. Ain't no food in the house, bro.
You be hungry than a mother. You be hungry like everything coming home from practice.
Hey, and we raised not to ask for nothing because everybody offer you. So no, I don't want that. I wait till I get home.
But hey, and then you get in there and you find out. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Ramen noodle became a good friend of mine. Hot dogs and ramen noodles. Why? Because that's what was at the house. That's what we could eat. You know what I'm saying?
Or chip chop in.
Yeah, we man. Hey, Vienna sausages. You know what I'm saying? Spam. No, bologna.
Sauce meat. What my grandma say? What my grandma say? Put some of this on your cracker.
See, look. I said this the other day, and this was a little while ago. Negro ain't never heard of it. Chicken back. Yeah, we ate chicken back.
Yeah, I heard chicken backs. Ain't no meat on them chicken backs, bro.
Hey, but get what you do. Hey, get what you do with the chicken back. You find a way. You find a way out there with that chicken back. Yeah. No, we do all.
You ever had chicken feet? Oh, you got to eat like 100 of them. You got to eat like 100 of them.
And you still hungry. And the crazy thing, man, listen. The crazy thing is so like my and I say this respectfully. Shout out to Big Mom. Love livers, right? Livers and onions. I couldn't stand liver. I couldn't stand it. Get what I had to figure out?
Like steak, bro. She makes that liver taste like steak.
It never tastes like steak, bro. It never tastes like steak. It was too. I think
chicken fried. You never chicken fried?
Man, it still didn't taste like steak. It was too mushy. It was too mushy for me. It was the texture. It was the texture. But get what? Get what? You end up figuring out how to eat it. You end up figuring it out because you ain't gonna have nothing else. Brunswick stew. Folks don't even know what Brunswick stew. They call it Brunswick stew. Brunswick. Folks don't even know what Brunswick stew is. We call it Brumman stew. Brumman.
That's slop, baby. That's Mazel Tov. Slop.
And get what? Still to this day, I came up on Brumman stew. I eat it to this day. I love it because this this is what we had. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have the look gizzards, chicken gizzards. Folks don't know what.
Shout out to the beautiful brown sugar Tay for showing love with that 5-piece, man. We appreciate you showing love. But go ahead, Dub. My bad. Go ahead.
No, shout out to Top, man. That's my sister right there. I'm just saying, we came up eating this stuff, and you had no choice but to eat it. And if you didn't eat it, guess what? You gonna damn near starve out here. So
you know my grandma. You know I used to hate, man. I remember one time. I don't know what happened. My grandma didn't get her check. This is back in the when if you didn't get your check, you had to go pick it up from the. This is before direct deposit. And I remember my grandma said, "Well, I got some powdered milk. I can make y'all some macaroni and cheese." And bro, that was the worst macaroni and cheese I ever had in my life. And my grandma was good.
We don't even know what powdered milk is. We don't even know what powdered milk is. And I'm just saying. I ain't saying. I'm saying we drunk it now. We drunk it, but you don't have a clue what powdered milk is. You don't know where did that powder from.
Well, my man, let's talk about it. Say it smell like steak, but don't taste like steak. Hey, my grandma chicken fried that liver up, baby. She had them loose peas on there.
Now, BVO, I grew up. I had the shell peas. See, you didn't have the shell peas, did you? I had the shell peas.
No, we ain't had the shell peas.
No, I had the shell peas.
What my grandma would do, this is what she would do. My baby would instead of putting the cornbread in the oven and letting it bake, she making corn cakes.
Yeah, no, they call whole cakes. She making whole cakes. That's what they call them.
And she spread a little sugar on them whole cakes.
Yeah.
And they crazy, man. You get you some. And you know what's so funny, Dub? It almost brings a tear to my eyes because I just remember how great it was growing up with my grandmother, and I could smell the food, and she was so sweet. And it was, you know what? It's crazy. At 35 years old, I still remember my grandma. I was like a little baby. I was like a little boy, and my grandma been gone 5 years, man. And it's just like, ain't nothing like grandma, man. I'll tell you that right now. Ain't nothing like grandma. I used to go lay in my grandma's bed. She said, "Get out this bed. You too big, boy." I get in the bed with her.
You know it's so bad. So
yeah.
As I got older, right, I come back home.
Yeah.
And you know, Big Ma gone now. Big Ma died when I was 8th grade, going to 9th grade. Big Ma died, but my grandma's still living. But hey, it's the same house, Big Ma bed in the same room in the same place. I go low. I always, anytime I go to my grandma's house, you know what I'm saying. And now that I'm back, since I've been back in the city and shit, so I go over there on a regular basis. I go lay in that. That's the hardest motherfucking bed I'd have never laid in. I'm like, hold on, man, this shit like laying on damn concrete with the damn bed. I'd rather sleep on an air mattress than damn what Big Ma had going on. But it just, man, going back in there, you get such a feel and a vibe and an energy from it. I go anytime I'm over there, I have to go look at the Big Ma. She kept a catalog of pictures and dates. She got all anything that ever was published for me playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's in there, and really my grandma, she put that in there. But I always have to go back, and Big Ma, she kept a category and a log of the family. And it didn't matter who you were, whether it's my Aunt Clara people, it didn't matter who you was. If you was of the lineage, it's a record of you in these damn picture books and documentaries. And that's what Big Ma did. And my grandma, she continues to do it. Aunt Clara continued to do it. And man, it's just it's so good to go back to be able to look at it, and then you still have a history of your lineage, the people that came before you. I show my son it sometimes, and of course he don't quite understand it. But even when he looking at it, I'm like, man, this was your cousin Deucey right here. Deucey, he died. He died from this at this point in time, but this is what he did. You know what I'm saying? This is Nisha. Like, it's all there though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody damn near in the family with it, and even like my aunt, really my great aunt, she wasn't directly connected to the family. I think she was the stepdaughter of my grandfather, but or my great grandfather, but Aunt Joe, she came straight out of Fitzgerald, and I know a lot of individuals. Matter of fact, where I stay now, one of the brothers who stay around me, he from the country, he from down here, but he got people in Fitzgerald. And I'm like, hold on, you know Vecchio? He's like, yeah, I know Vecchio. Yeah, Vecchio, that's my cousin. But just to have that lineage and that line, and for me to even bring my son to it, to be able to for him to look at it like, hey, it's important. I think it's very important. And I shout out to the old people, man, because the old people, they did it the right way, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing, man, before we get out of here, and it's I never realized that it was such a great life I had as a kid. And I tell you what, man, I tell you, I didn't have no bad time. I know sometimes when you get older, you meet women and you start dating, you hear some horror stories like, girl, you been through that? Like, because I ain't gonna sit and listen to no man talk about his life. I would just be real. Back in the day, I wasn't gonna sit and listen to no man talk, but some of the stuff you find out that some women, been through, you just be like, wow. I had it good. I mean, they might have turned the lights off like we didn't live there sometime, but it was great, man. It was great.
Hey, BVO, can I be honest with you, BVO?
Go ahead.
I don't envy you. Know why?
Why?
Because you got a daughter. You gonna and I say this respectfully. Yeah. I got one child. I got a son. Glad I got a son. If I got a daughter, I know how I was. The old folks would call it mannish. That's what they would call it. I don't want to have to kill no damn body. I don't want to have to do it. And BVO, I hope you don't have to do it. I hope you don't have to do it. But
you know what it comes down to, man. And this is something I can say I'm learning as a father, especially with a little girl who looks like she's gonna be really, really pretty. Brother,
she have Dominican, correct?
Yeah.
You in trouble.
So
you in trouble.
I think the funny thing about it is when you listen to her talk, I'm just excited about how kind she is, how sweet she is. I'll tell you a funny story before we got I'm done, because me and Doug, we talk all day. We like two old men. But so my daughter, we went to the store today, and my daughter, she got her own little money. She get her little dollars and roll them up. Well, anyway, she went to go pay for something, right? And of course, she didn't have all the money. And the first thing got her mouth up, where's my change?
Shout out to the little queen, man.
I said, how you gonna say where's my change? You gave this girl $2.50 talking about where's my change.
You didn't even pay enough extra for change.
Hey man, you gotta love them kids, man. But it's your boy BVO.
That's what daddy does.
Yeah.
Hold on, BVO. Hold on, real quick. We gotta get this question off. Shout out to my brother, son of God. You know what I'm saying? He done already showed love in the super chat. He said, between me and you, who impacted your life growing up? In your opinion, I'll let you go, then I'll go. I'm gonna be long with it anyways. So go ahead, BVO. Who impacted your life growing up?
Wonderful young lady, man, named Norma Jean Curry. And I try not to talk about my grandmother because it makes me, it make my eyes sweat. Because BVO don't do no crying, but it make your eyes sweat. When I think about my grandma, I was a kid who was born, my mother was 18, father was 20. So two dumb young Negroes trying to have a baby. And I just always appreciated that my grandma took me in as her own and kind of helped me, even though I come off as an old man, which is cool. I like that she took me in and she really gave me an opportunity, bro. Because one thing, people like me and you, Dub, don't get to say enough is our parents, our grandparents gave us the opportunity to really live. Because if you think about it, we didn't make the same mistakes our parents did. Not saying we any better, but we didn't do the exact same stuff they did. I mean, I had my first daughter, and I actually had somewhere to live. I wasn't like my mother and father. They having kids, they ain't got nowhere to go. So shout out to Big BVO and shout out to my mother. But I would say my grandmother, man, one of the greatest people, the greatest person I ever met is my grandma, man. And that's what I would say for me, my grandmother, because she's the greatest person I ever met.
So for me, my grandmother or my great grandmother, Big Mom, my grandmother, and my mother, those were the three biggest influences. And I always say Big Mom had the biggest influence. My mother, she was going to school, that type of thing, you know what I'm saying, trying to become a radiologist. Been a radiologist now for 30 years, or I don't know how long, damn near since I've been a kid. So my grandmother, she was working at Kroger at nights and then out in field service, Jehovah's Witness. And so I spent a lot of time with Big Mom. And man, Big Mom was like, I always tell all my cousins and my cousin, they agree with me on it. I was more blessed than y'all. And the reason I was more blessed is because I grew up with Big Mom. And Big Mom, now I ain't gonna lie, I done picked my own switches. I understood that if I wasn't in by the time the lights came on, I understood what that reckoning would be. Big Mom taught me a lot, and that's the one. Like Big Mom died when I was in the 8th grade. When I graduated the 8th grade, going to the 9th grade, and Big Mom passed. And one of the hardest times of my life, and even today, I still show my son pictures of Big Mom, those type of things. But man, Big Mom had such a, even with my mother, the way my mama, even my grandma, one of the things I hated the most is listening to my grandma and Big Mom argue. They would argue with each other, and that would break me down as a kid because, like, I ain't really understand it. But man, Big Mom told me something one time. She said, "You ain't grown, and you'll never be our age. So don't let anything we talking about affect you, because what we talking about is grown folks' business. Don't let it affect you." And when she told me that, and even saying, because at that time I'm really on my grandma's side to some degree. Big Mom was the one who whooped me, and my grandma the one who bring me donuts in the morning. You understand? So I'm on my grandma's side. But when she said that, it helped me get a better understanding of grown folks' business, and it really taught me how to conduct myself in different ways. And man, Big Mom, that was my dog right there. Hey. Now I always say, me and Nina the dog, me and Nina, we had to team up at times to get away from Big Mom, because both of us, I'm going to pick the switch, she break the switch, and now me and Nina get the switch. So me and Nina, we had to figure ways out of there. Now we had to fight. But I always remember, and I'm done after this. The thing I regret the most, there was one year every summer I stayed with Big Mom. My first year that I had the opportunity to go play AAU basketball, all that. My cousin, he was younger than me. My grandmother's oldest brother's grandson. If that makes sense, I don't even know if that makes sense to y'all. So it's Big Mom's son, Big Mom's oldest son, grandson, is who came and stayed because I wasn't there that year because I was hooping.
Right.
Big Mom fell that year, and when she fell, that really became the downfall of Big Mom. And I regret that so much that I wasn't there. I don't know. I probably couldn't have did nothing. I don't know what would have happened. but it just it stand in
It
your
do something
mind.
to you.
Yeah, it stand in your mind. That's what I really remember. And then now she on like it was crazy work. It was crazy work. And so shout out to Big Mo, man. Big Mo was that one for me that I really I don't give a damn what y'all tell me. Big Mo, hey, she carried me and made me the person that I am today.
So that was your grandma with the Jerry curl, right?
Salute. Nah, that ain't my grandma with the Jerry curl.
That's what you said. You said they would say yo grandma, then your grandma with the Jerry curl.
Hey, that's my grandma. My grandma's still living. My grandma's still living. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
okay.
So
I thought you was talking about
the
your
one,
great grandma.
the one with the Jerry curl, that was my grandma who would come pick me up from school. Like Big Mother didn't drive or shit. So
okay. I got you.
Like my grandma with the Jerry curl, she the one who like on Thursdays we took Big Ma around. I used to have to kick it with them. We'll take them. We take Big Ma to the bank first. It's all we go to the bank, we go to the dollar store, we go to Sears, then we come back. We go to Chick-fil-A or Subway, depending. Then we come back to the crib. That was always the routine with Big Mom, man, on Thursdays. And
ain't nothing like going with the old ladies, bro. It'd be fun. I remember my grandma used to have a cougar.
I hated it, bro. I hated it.
I used to love it, man.
I hated it.
You go out there, they play their little gospel, and they be in there singing to each other like they're at a concert.
Shout out to Major Key, man. Let me get my brother Major Key in the building, man. Shout out to Major
Key, what's up, brother?
What's going on, brothers? How y'all doing?
How you feeling, my brother?
Good.
I'm chilling, man. I don't want to hold you BVO. If you got a skirt, I completely get it, man. I just wanted to agree.
You said I got a what?
If you got a ride, if you got
a skirt, you got to leave.
No did it. I said no did it. I said no did it. No did it.
And now you out
really
of order, man. Now you out of order.
Skirt came up because of that. It was because you got a skirt. You got to go follow that skirt. You know what I'm saying? Like you leave it. You leave it the party. You know what I'm saying? You got a skirt.
Go ahead.
Go ahead to do that. I've been waiting to do that all show.
Nevertheless, when it comes, I mean, I forgot that Dove had dealt with that Jehovah's Witness thing, but we did have a whole conversation about that because my wife, when I met her, she was still breaking away from that whole Jehovah's Witness thing. You know what I'm saying? And I know that we and Dove had a whole deep conversation, but also Dove interviewed me one time, and I told him that my grandmother was like, that was my rock. That was like
Thanks.
literally that was my mother, you know. Because my mother killed my father, you know what I'm saying? And when she went into the insane asylum and all that, my grandmother's the one that raised me and my sister, you know. And so that's real, you know. And I can't. And she's the one that introduced me to boxing, like all the boxing events that happened in the building, you know what I'm saying, in the burning Bronx, in the ghetto ass Bronx. Or everybody came to our crib. Like she had the whole building in our crib, watching Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying? Watching, Pernell Whitaker versus Chavez, watching, what's his name? Camacho, you know what I'm saying? Like all the main events happened with the illegal boxing service, you know, the little box. And we had the dude that worked for the cable service with his tool belt there, hanging out, drinking beer. So if something went wrong, everybody looked at him and he went and fixed it real quick, and then the boxing show was right back on.
Yeah.
You shout out to the older ladies in our lives, because also her sister, my grandmother's sister, my grandmother was part of 13 children, and her sister, Lillian Bellardo, right? She's actually still in the government in St. Croix. And she was a senator for 12 years in the United States Virgin Islands.
Hold on. You said it's St. Croix?
In St. Croix, yeah. St. Croix. St. Croix is a U.S. Virgin Islands.
Where you at, Marky Dan?
Oh, yeah. I know about Christian Ted and Frederick Ted. Hey, listen, I've been out there. I literally live good out there, man. If I could, I'd move out there right now, you know?
You would? Oh man, laying the trees.
I would. In that little island, man. Did you know that Easter every year? You know what they do out there in St. Croix? They literally have everybody go, their families, because there's so many families that have been there for so many generations. They go out to the beach and they build up their tents, and everybody just hangs out on the beach for a week, and everybody feeds each other. They go and they talk with each other's tents. All the families that have been there for a long time.
Yeah, but $15 for a bag of chips, I'm cool.
Oh, yo, you talking about the St. Croix?
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, the island because
they don't eat like
chicken.
that. They live off of the sea really, and off of the fruits and vegetables like that. They not like over here in the United States. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everything gets taxed. Anything that is part of like a Commonwealth of the United States gets double taxed. It has to hit the United States first, and then gets taxed, and then goes over there and gets taxed again.
Yeah. The cool thing I will say though, man, it's always good to be around good people. And you know, I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Video Soul. When I was a kid, I used to watch that fine chick Rachel. Y'all remember Rachel used to be on there for Video Soul? She used to give all the little the videos. I used to say, man, I want to go to U.S. Virgin Islands too, man. And when I got there, I felt like I was in tropical Cleveland, bro.
I think I know you talking on BET or which channel you talking about?
On BET.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, hell yeah.
Light skinned Rachel, man. Everybody used to love Rachel back then. I don't know if y'all remember that. But no, I was just saying, man, I had a ball. But when I went every time I go to the islands, especially the Virgin Islands, it's like being in tropical Cleveland to me. Nothing but black people, but ribs and chicken. It wasn't as much seafood as I thought. But I had a ball though. I can't complain.
Yeah, that's what I be trying to tell people, man. Like, most of my family is in the Virgin Islands. Most of them are literally either dark, you know, like red to black. You know what I'm saying? Like in the Virgin Islands. In Puerto Rico though, they've been mixing more with like the light skinned people, so they're more light skinned over there. But we still have dark skinned people that are part of the family there too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I be trying to explain to people. The Caribbean is a different thing. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not as segregated. There is segregation, right? With idealism and stuff like that, but it's not as severe as in the United States. We went through that whole segregation thing, and there was almost 500 years of slavery there as well. I'm sorry, I said 400 years of slavery as well. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, what it is that they rebelled. They kind of rebelled a few times and kept getting killed and shit like that. And finally, they got away from it. Then the Spaniards ended the Spanish-American War. Then they wanted to give away the islands. And then so we kind of got caught in that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we became U.S. Commonwealths, and that gave us citizenship here. You know, but it was a long thing, and you know, it's a lot of details that the American people don't actually know about the Caribbean and other Caribbean islands like Jamaica, you know, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Cuba. They're still dealing with their own individual things. You know what I'm saying? But you know, as far as what I know from my roots, you know what I'm saying, I understand it, and yeah, we all went through it, man. We all went through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy that my grandmother was the way she was, very loving. You know what I'm saying? She was a safe house for kids during the crack epidemic. You know, crack babies and stuff like that. They used to send them to my grandmother's house. She used to take care of them, revive them. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they got back to where they. And then it depended on if the family wanted to get them back and clean themselves up. If not, then they would have to go back into the system because my grandmother was just a safe house in the meantime. But then she did keep a couple of kids, and she did raise one until he was actually right now he's actually what do you call that shit? Not a 5%. What was Israelite? He's an Israelite right now. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother raised an Israelite.
Hebrew Israelite.
Hebrew Israelite, bro. Yeah, he don't even talk to me because one time we got in a debate and he didn't like what I said, and I'm like, dude, I'm just debating. You trying to debate with me? I'm older than you. I'm just trying to debate back. And he stopped talking to me since then, bro. But nevertheless, you know, he's still my family. You know what I'm saying? He's still part of my family. But yeah, she left him a condo and everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's got a condo and everything because she raised him since he was a crack baby. 2 weeks, bro. 2 weeks. She got him preemie. 2 weeks.
Hey, you know what? Thank God for grandma, man. Because you know what, man? Ain't nothing like grandma, man. I don't care. You know, and I love my granddaddy, man. Ain't nothing like my I can see my granddaddy now, man. Ain't nothing like my granddaddy because he got some money for you. But ain't nothing like grandma, man. Ain't nothing like grandma, man.
And that's the whole thing. I just want to, and I know we got to shut the show down. Shout out to my brother BVO. Shout out to my brother Major Keys. But hey, like, and not just grandma, but Big Mom. I always gotta say, my Big Mom was my great grandma. So. But the matriarch of the family, you know what I'm saying, and held it down, held it strong, and always showed love, you know what I'm saying, and made sure that we were all connected with one another. Hence the reason we have a strong family at this current moment in time. So, man, shout out to my brother BVO. Shout out to my brother Major Keys. I got another show getting ready to start. Hey, Ty just asked. We doing we're gonna review the show Terrence Howard. Shout out to Terrence Howard, man, a brilliant brother. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna review some of the things that he spoke on a recent podcast that he was on. So we're gonna be reviewing that
with Joe Rogan.
No. So I'm not gonna do the one with Joe Rogan. Excuse me. He just had a new one, and the new one, they actually had a NASA scientist that was there to give some type of pushback or at least make it understanding as far as the conversation.
What channel, Dub?
Now it'll be I'll be reviewing it on my channel, but it's called the PBD Podcast. It's Patrick Ben David, his podcast.
Salute, brother.
And so that's what we're gonna be watching the video from. I don't know if we're not gonna watch it probably in its entirety, but we're gonna pick and choose certain points, and then we'll have an open panel and a discussion about it. So shout out to my brother.
Dub was gonna watch the whole thing, man. Stop playing. Dub watching the whole thing.
I done already watched it. I done watched it 3 times already. So
and this gonna be the 4th, nigga.
Yeah.
Hey, can you text me that link, bro? Because I don't know what other I mean, I just follow you on YouTube. I don't know any other. You know, can you text me that link, please?
Yeah, I got.
Well, hey, Major Keys, you familiar with these?
These nuts?
No.
I thought you were trying to play me. Hey,
you a wild boy, man. I would even.
You know damn well.
You out of order.
I'm old school, bro. I had to protect myself. I thought he was going that route. Like, you familiar with these? I ain't familiar with these. Who's these?
No, they got this new map thing, man. You done threw me off. I'm out of here now. You a crazy motherfucker, man. On that note, check my man Dub right side out. We be back in the morning with Crush the Legend and the Roll with the Punches podcast will be at 8 tomorrow. We'll see y'all. Peace.
All right, brother. Yeah, have a great night. Peace.